Here we are in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. My name is Majerus-Collins, and we're doing a little video interview of my parents, Tom and Pat Majerus. We're standing here in front of St. Clemens Church. This is the church where they got married, and we'd like to find out a little bit about how they met and how all of this came to be. Here they are, Tom and Pat. Why don't you come up from behind that tree branch, Dad?
Oh, hey, what more did you ask for the bells?
Oh, that's great.
I don't think they rang the bells the morning we got married.
When did you get married?
June 18th, 1949 at 11 o'clock in the morning.
Was it Saturday?
Yes, Saturday morning.
You have to keep your voices up because of the wind and everything.
Talk really, really loud because this wind is going to catch.
So you got married here at St. Clemens Church.
Right.
Yes.
June 18th, 1949.
Yes.
Now, how did you two meet each other? How'd you meet? No, Dad. How'd you meet?
We met on November 22nd,
Oh, you remember
1948 at Johnny Fox's Supper Club. It was a party for the students who went to the University of Wisconsin in Madison, and I was invited to go with my girlfriend's, am I talking loud enough?
Louder.
With my girlfriend's brother. He asked me out. His name was Harold Merrill.
Oh, Harold.
And Tom went with a girl, I forgot her name.
Who'd you go with, Dad?
June Wittenberg.
June Wittenberg. Well, I used to play with when I was a little girl.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, but I didn't know her, remember her. We only worked together a little bit. So we met at Johnny Fox's Supper Club, and Tom offered, whatever you want to call him, to buy me a drink. And he said, "What do you want?" And I said, "Oh, surprise me." So he bought me a grasshopper, was it?
Yeah.
And I didn't like it.
But she drank it.
I remember that. So then he asked me to dance, and we danced. And
Was it a slow dance or a fast dance?
slow. He started pulling the chains on the lights above us out. He said to me, "What church do you go to?" And I said, "St. Clemens." And he said, "Well, I always knew I was going to get married in St. Clemens Church."
Oh.
So I just thought, whatever.
Did you think he was giving you a line?
Yeah, I did.
Oh. I can't believe that. I was a pretty straight arrow.
So he had a car, and Harold didn't have a car. I forgot how we got there with Harold. We must have rode out with somebody else. But anyways, Tom and June gave Harold and I a ride home to my house. And then Harold took me up to the porch and said good night. And then Tom took him the rest of the way to
Brushed
his
him
house.
off.
And that's how we met.
So, Dad, how come you were pulling out the lights at the dance?
Well, it was pretty bright in there.
Were you trying to steal a smooch?
Well, I probably did. Did I?
No.
Did he kiss you?
No, I wouldn't.
No. But what did you
That
tell
is
Aunt
bending
Mary
the
when you
rules.
got home?
I woke her up.
Woke her up.
Told her I was going to marry that girl. I said, I just found the girl I'm going to marry.
What made you think you were going to marry Mom when you first met her?
I liked her.
What did you like about her?
No,
Now be careful, we're on tape.
What did you like about her?
I just like the general. Quick smile. See that?
That's great. What did you think about Dad when you first met him?
Well, I couldn't remember his last name for one thing. And I thought he was very nice, but different because the way he acted. Pulling lights out and stuff, telling me he was going to marry me and stuff like that. But did you call me the next day, or did you just come to the
I
hospital
came to the
and see me?
hospital. See,
So, why did you go to the hospital the next day?
I went to the hospital the next day to have a wisdom tooth extracted. And that night he came to see me. And then after he came to see me, he had a date with somebody. Who was it? Not June.
Laura Stone.
Laura Stone. See how quick he remembers these women's names?
Why did you go see her in the hospital, Dad?
She invited me.
I did? I don't remember. Well, then he found out how much older he was than I was, and he wasn't going to see me for a while, but he decided he would anyway.
You begged me.
So, Dad, did you bring her something in the hospital?
Just a kiss.
Oh!
I don't remember for sure. I don't think he kissed me in the hospital.
He didn't bring you flowers or anything
No,
in the hospital?
I was only there overnight. No flowers.
Just had her visit to me.
Just one.
Aren't you supposed to
Yeah,
be doing
just one. Just tooth. Not teeth, tooth.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, can we move on to the next subject?
Well, why don't we go inside the church? See what it
Okay.
looks like in there, maybe. Taping.
We are taping again.
Okay, we are now inside St. Clemens Catholic Church in Sheboygan, Wisconsin. And we're going to find out a little bit about the wedding of Pat and Tom Majerus.
Well, first they need to tell us what happened between the time they met and the time they got married.
Oh, okay. What happened? What did you guys, when you were dating, how long? You met in November? And you were married the next June?
We were engaged on January 21st.
How did he ask you to marry?
Got down on one knee upstairs where we lived in 1845 North 7th Street.
At your mom and dad's
My
house?
mom and dad's house. Didn't you?
Yeah.
Wasn't that good? And asked me to marry him, and I said yes. And so then we started, then he got an engagement ring from Kathleen and Bill St. Louis, who owned a jewelry store in Kansas City at the time.
That's your sister.
My sister and her husband. And he,
Did he give you a good deal on the ring, Dad?
You think so? I don't know. I'll never know that until we get the ring of praise. You know,
anyhow,
do we get a bargain?
yeah.
All right.
Very nice ring, for whatever you paid for it. Very nice. And then we started planning our wedding, and we were going to get married on July 2nd. And then Dad decided he didn't want to wait that long. So we changed it to June 18th. And I think on June 18th, I know for sure there was one other wedding in here, and maybe two. Because we shared the white cloth that you put down the center aisle with one couple. And then Dad had a friend that got married in Sheboygan Falls that day too. It's Jimmy's Truth.
Yeah,
He was married that June 18th too.
Well, what did you do when you were dating? Where did you go on your dates? What did you do?
Go to a movie or something.
We didn't have too many dates because he was in Madison.
You were studying at the University of Wisconsin?
Yeah.
What were you studying there?
I was taking ag economics.
And what year were you in?
Well, junior.
So,
Junior.
So you'd already been in school for a few years.
Yeah.
And then, so you were living in Madison, Dad?
No, I was living with my dad, but I had a room in Madison. I had a room in a private home.
And then you were living with your dad in Sheboygan Falls?
Yeah, on weekends, whenever I got away.
And you were living with your parents in
right, I was living
Sheboygan?
with my parents and working at the J.J. Capsule Company as a billing clerk. That was a plumbing and heating supply company.
Here in Sheboygan?
Right.
And you were a clerk at the...
I was a billing clerk,
office.
sending out statements. Earning 50 cents an hour.
Oh, boy. Were you working part-time during school then?
Yes.
Where did you work?
I worked for the university in the agriculture department. Doing some research with Dr. Cook. I was just a flunky.
Is that who you lived with?
No, I lived with Dr. Moore.
And you worked for him too,
I
didn't you?
worked, yeah, from my room. I worked with him from my room, and I worked for university. I got paid cash for that. And then at the Catholic Youth Center, they had new meals there, and I was got to be assistant cook and was working around the kitchen, cooking and slashing meat and things like that. And for that, I got my meals paid.
Oh, is that where you learned to make bean soup?
No, I think I probably learned how to make bean soup from my mother.
That's where you mashed potatoes so good. Didn't you? They
Yeah.
always liked the way you mashed potatoes.
Yeah, I put a lot of butter on that. Butter, cream.
So you guys,
Yeah.
did you see each other just on the weekends then?
Yeah, well, some weekends we missed too. I couldn't get away.
One time we went down, Jerry and Lois were married, and they lived in Badger Village, and Gordon and Carol and somebody else took me down to Madison for a game, right? Wasn't that?
I think so.
And then we all went to Jerry and Lois's and stayed, and then Gordon started driving us back towards Madison instead of Sheboygan because he thought that Dad was going to go back to his room, but he didn't. He came back to Sheboygan with us. Remember that? And Gordon was kind of upset because he was going out of his way. But he used to hitchhike home when he came home. You know, there wasn't anybody to bring him.
Dad did?
Yeah, he used to hitchhike. But we didn't get to see each other a whole lot. You know, weekends and whatever.
And what did your mom and dad think of him?
I don't know. I never asked him what they thought of him, but I guess they liked him.
So did you ask Ambrose if you could marry Mom, or did you?
No, I live here.
What did they say when you said you were going to get married?
Well, they thought I was a little young, I think.
Did they?
Mm-hmm.
What did they say? You're too young.
I don't really remember if they said anything. It was just probably during the conversation I got that they thought I was too young. But they didn't object. We just went ahead and planned the wedding.
And did they help you plan the wedding?
Oh, sure. And
Yeah, her mother was really great.
we asked Gordon and Carol to stand up for us, and Mary and Ray, and my girlfriend Rosella, and her fiance Sylvan Ott. And then we had Patty Majerus was our junior attendant, really, because she was too old to be a flower girl and too young to be a bridesmaid. So she was a junior attendant. And I think Ruth made her dress, but the other ones we bought it. Mary came, the first time I met Aunt Mary, we went down to the depot. She came on the train so we could go and look for dresses, bridesmaid dresses. And that's when I met her for the first time. We went to Craney's and we found kind of aqua-colored dresses. They all bought their dress in. And I wore my sister's wedding dress, Mary Ann's wedding dress.
Yeah.
And
What did that dress look like? Yours?
it was satin, and it was, I think, it had long sleeves, pointed, and it had kind of like a heart-shaped, I think they call it sweetheart neckline. And I think a small train. And then a lady that we knew made a veil for me. She braided a little headpiece and then attached a veil to it.
Nice. What did you wear, Dad?
Just soup.
No, you wore a white tux. You all wore white tuxes.
It was white soup.
Bow tie?
Black.
Did he look good?
Look great. Yeah.
And how about your bride? Was she beautiful?
Gorgeous. Prettiest bride I've ever seen. Whatever it was.
Thank you.
So, how did you feel on your wedding day? Were you nervous?
No, not my wedding day. Maybe a day or two before. I started to get a little nervous, but I shook that off.
How did you shake it off?
Well, I don't know, I talked to a couple guys and a couple drinks.
What did your dad say when you told him you were going to get married to Mom?
No, Dad wasn't very much to talk about. I think he just said that's good.
You think you like Mom?
Oh yeah, yeah, he liked her. She's was one of his favorites.
Why do you think that?
I know that.
How come?
Well, because he always talked to her and spent time with her. If we came to the house, that's where she wound up talking to him.
My
That's
dad
nice.
is a really nice man, and he was very interesting to talk to.
Yeah,
Good person.
you got along pretty well with him.
Oh yeah, I liked him just as much as he liked me.
Yeah.
He's a wonderful man.
So when you first got married, where did you live?
Well, we lived with him right away.
So it's good that you got along.
Oh yeah.
And then we went to live at Badger Village.
How long did you live with Grandpa?
Well, maybe 3 months.
From the time we got married until we went to Badger Village and school started at the university.
Did you have a honeymoon?
Yes, we had a honeymoon in Wisconsin Dells just for a weekend. We borrowed my mother and dad's car, and we went. First night we went to Fond du Lac and stayed
Yeah,
at
Julian Hotel.
Julian Hotel, right? And then the next day we went to Wisconsin Dells and we rented a little cabin and stayed in that. Went on the trip. Oh, what was that called? Those trips we went on. We're in the boat and then you get out and walk around on the rocks and stuff.
In the riverboat ride.
Something like that. I don't think so, but whatever.
Well, that's close.
Yeah. And then we lived at 228 Fond du Lac Avenue in Sheboygan Falls till school started in Madison.
Yeah.
We moved down. Grandpa Joe and Grandma and Grandpa Kieran all helped us move. Grandpa Joe had a car then too. And we all moved our stuff. We bought secondhand furniture, and I think Grandma and Grandpa gave us a bed, didn't they? We bought that wooden kitchen set,
Yeah.
and we bought I had a bed kind of like a studio couch. And we moved into
20C.
20C was the one with the bedroom. E was the first one. Something E, and all it had was a kitchen, and then a living room was all kind of together, and a bathroom. But if you had children, you got to have a bedroom. So after the first of the year when we found out that I was pregnant, then we got to move into 20C, and that had a bedroom.
That was a good reason to get pregnant.
Yeah, that was right on the highway, so it was much nicer than something E, whatever it was. I don't remember what number it was.
Was this married student housing?
Yeah, married student.